There's a lot of talk about walking lately. So if you're increasing your walking, maybe you might also benefit from talking about having your feet straighter. Let me show you what I mean. One of the first reasons we want to have the foot straight is that there's actually some pronation that has to happen. The foot wants to be able to absorb, but it also has to become rigid so we can push off it. So with the foot is straight, one of the things that happens is at the end of the gait cycle, I can't really collapse the foot too much. There's some pronation. But if my foot is turned out, when I get to the end of the gait cycle, I see a massive amount of pronation happening. So it takes longer for that foot to find a mechanically stable wound up position in order to be rigid for me to kind of push off it. When the foot is turned out, I tend to see a lot more collapsing, and I never quite get that propulsive plate action, and that means I'm a little bit slower and less effective. If we're looking at that foot, if I have that foot turned out the end, the only way I'm going to strike now is to strike out in front. And the problem with that, of course, is that this is suddenly not really the best way for my knee to work. My knee is flexing in this direction. I mean, you can do some silly walking in this way, but really I end up losing the effect of my knees. Now my ankle has to do a lot more motion, and I end up doing a lot of walking around the problems. If you could walk with your foot turned out and then straighten it and then turn it out, maybe that would make more sense, but turns out the foot and ankle work best walking when we're straighter ahead, and especially if we want to go faster someday.